Welcome to our video for National Scrapbooking Day. This is a video collaboration with Laura Alberts. You can find the details of her channel below. Before we start working with our main sketch, I'm going to do a bit of preparation work. So I've already counted the number of items that I'm going to need to stamp, and then I'm going to stamp them and cut them out using the ScanNCut. I've already cut out some hearts and also a big heart to go in the centre of my stenciled area. I'm stamping using VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm also using the coordinating stamps from the Bloomin Lovely range. I'm positioning my stamped images to make the most of the patterned paper. The sheet that I'm currently stamping onto is from Papermania's Capsule Elements collection pigment. You can then cut out your images using either ScanNCut as I have here, or by hand. As you can see, I'm using the Artistix mat and carefully peeling off because of the fine detail that the machine has managed to cut. It's even managed to cut around the legs of the bees. You will want to remove your items carefully from your cutting mat. I suggest that with the bees you start at the wings and then edge towards the bottom of the feet. Here I'm going to use the spatula tool to gently lift the bees. So you'll notice that as I work, I go from a short edge through the long edge. And when doing the bees, we work from the wings to the bottom of the feet, very gently lifting them up. If you're cutting them out by hand instead, I do suggest that you use these tweezer scissors. They're really good for using for detail. I'm not bothering about cutting the feet this way. I also don't bother cutting around the antlers either. So literally go round the head and across the wing. Going back to our sketch, I just want to get a rough idea in my own head of how this is going to work with the bees. So I'm going to place my main elements first, before then adding the bees to the layout. Now I could either put them over the hearts, or I can put them in the little spaces between, in place of the little hearts. I decided that instead I'm going to put them between the hearts, as shown here. One of the elements that the sketch does indicate quite clearly is the use of a peg or clip at the side of the design. I'm using some complementary pegs from the Bloomin Lovely collection, and originally I was going to go with the yellow because I was going to have more of a yellowy theme, but I've decided that given the elements that are cut out, I'm going to go for the purple instead. You will then want to transfer your layout into your traveller's notebook. To do this, you want to set yourself up some rough guidelines, and although I'm using the pencil quite boldly here, you're better off working a lot lighter than I am. And beware if you use a magnetic ruler that it does rather like your scissors. You're going to want to do this for both pages. The guidelines are only a guide, so put them best where you feel that you can easily lay out your items. Your horizontal guidelines help you then position things like your stencils and your die cuts easily. We are going to stencil using one of my personal stencils. These will be available shortly from our shop. And we're going to be using the Distress ink in worn lipstick and an inking brush. Adhere your stencil using some washi tape or some of our low tack stencil tape, which is available from our website. You will then want to use your inking brush with your ink pad, working from the outside of your stencil inwards. Use the same technique all the way around your stencil. Here's why you should only use very light pencil lines. Because the pencil line is too strong, it actually means that you can't erase it after you've inked. I'd advise erasing your line before you do your inking. Even when you use an electronic eraser as I am here, you cannot remove it from underneath the distress ink. Next you want to adhere your heart that we cut out of the pattern paper into the centre space of your stenciling. I've used a combination of instant double-sided sticky tape by Scotch and the Cosmic Shimmer glue. This means that the item adheres immediately to our page, while also having longevity through the wet glue. However, we are sparing on this paper as it can bleed through. Next we need to add our stamped elements to the top and bottom of this page. I'm using a heart stamp from the Bloomin Lovely collection, again with the Distress Worn lipstick. This ink is great for stamping as well. We can then add our hello strips that we did at the start of our preparation. Decide which way round you want the hellos to be. You only need to use the tiniest amount of glue, so literally place 5 little dots in the centre of each hexagon.
And take it all off and check the window. Make sure wiping off before going back away.
Next, position your hearts on your left hand page. You want to keep as much equal distance between them as you can, while also allowing for the bees. You can then adhere them using the same double-sided tape process as we used on our main heart. After having adhered your bees in the same fashion, we're then going to stamp our main sentiment into the centre of our heart shape. Again, we're going to be using the VersaFine Black Onyx ink. Finally, I'm adding some journaling using a Pilot Friction fine liner. This pen is great for journaling as you can erase it if you go wrong. My journaling is being added around my heart shape. Here are some photos of the finished layout. Keep an eye out for part 2 when we'll be doing another layout in our Traveller's Notebook. Supplies we have used today come from Trimcraft, in particular the Dovecraft Bloomin Lovely range, Ranger in terms of the Distress inks, Pilot, Papermania and Brother. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel and invite us to join the fun too. We're also on Facebook and Instagram for any other projects.